Right. Tell us what do you hope to achieve with this strike for one day, and what issues are you looking at?
The strike is primarily aiming at reversing the issue of Employment Incentive Tax Act, which is an act that started as a youth wage subsidy, which we indicated our opposition at NETLEC. But unfortunately, the government, through the Treasury Department, decided to bypass NETLEC and went on to Parliament and promulgate the act into a fully fledged act.
Does it really need a strike to address this issue? Couldn't you engage in dialogues so that you can be able to reach a solution? Because I believe that if you strike, you're going to hand over a memorandum and toy and dance outside the building, but you wouldn't be having an answer immediately.
Really, it is a good question to say, does it really need a strike? But what do you do when you have engaged at NETLEC? Because we had an engagement at NETLEC. The process failed. NETLEC is an institution that is made for labor, government, and business to engage, including the community in South Africa. But when that institution is being undermined, you are left with no any other option but to mobilize your members and engage into a protest action.
Isn't it because the agility of Numsa and other unions to actually engage in issues, to debate them, to disagree, to agree on the issues that really concern you? And secondly, I need you to tell me about what would you like to see happen because you are against the wage incentive.
We have very clear demand. It can't be correct that government is putting money on the pocket of employers. We are saying that money, rather, it should go to employees themselves in the form of basic income grant or subsidy that is paid directly to employees who are not working. This system that is being implemented is actually a false solution to the problem of unemployment. Government should be creating opportunities to localize the production rather than to have a situation where we are only consuming commodities that are imported into our country without actually creating a situation that encourage investment on the local production.
What do you say about the government's program to create more than 6,000 jobs? Does this endeavor for you to highlight and voice out your concern regarding the wage subsidy actually has it been juxtaposed with the job creation program?
Look, as we speak with you now, employers are giving us a number of notices to retrench our members. So your question will be answered by employers as government makes those promises, but employers have not stopped in informing Numsa and other trade unions that they are actually displacing existing employees that are actually engaged in decent work as we speak.
But what's in the pipeline, actually somebody may beg to differ that, what's on the pipeline is government's infrastructure development program will create as many jobs. And of course, many young people, many unemployed graduates would be able to actually get skills and training out of the infrastructure development program.
That is why part of our demand is, rather than just implementing this false solution, we must talk about unskilling those young workers. What type of portable skills can be imparted on them through apprentice types of training, which will enable them as they enter the labor market to have skills that they are able to offer them better job opportunities.
So how much are you demanding on Wednesday?
It's not a question of how much we are demanding. We are not actually demanding a wage. We are demanding a macroeconomic policy that will enable young workers to enter the labor market, being skilled, being able to sell their labor confidently, and be able to compete on the labor market.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.
We're talking to Numsa's Wits Central Regional Secretary, Sizwe Dlamini, talking to us about the Wednesday strike that's going to be unleashed on Wednesday morning.